Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Well, here it is. Here's the totals, and I'm going to be looking at an article concerning the story itself on the debt ceiling vote in the House of Representatives. As you can see, I have in big, bold print, sold out, because I think that's exactly what the Republicans did. As you can see there, 149 Republicans, yes. 165 Democrats, yes. 71 no's for Republicans and 46 no's for Democrats, 4 not voting. Yeah, it's amazing to me. Absolutely amazing. We got sold out. It was a game of chicken, and McCarthy flinched. Now, we're going to have to see if the 71 days or the 15 or 20 that held out for McCarthy being speaker, I'm not sure. I think it's called vacating the chair, a motion to vacate the chair, i.e. a no confidence vote and select another speaker. Now, it won't pass. But if I was them, especially in districts that are heavy conservative, every single time the House is in session, I would call point of order. And my point of order is a no confidence vote, i.e. vacate the chair of the speaker and nominate X. And you need 1 second, and then the vote has to be done. And it will be done every single day for the next year and a half until this Congress is done. That's exactly what I would do. And if McCarthy and the main body of the Republicans want to go against those congressmen or Congress members, then they'll probably lose the majority in the House in the next cycle. That's the deal. Are conservative Republicans going to have a voice at all? This is the first time I've been with McCarthy ever since he was sworn in as Speaker. I think, frankly, he caved. I think he blinked. And he's saying it's a victory. A victory for who? I don't understand. I really and truly don't. Let's read the story. House passes McCarthy-Biden. Good name for it. Debt ceiling deal sends to Senate 5 days before funding crunch. Majorities in both parties supported the deal. That should speak volumes. Everybody's saying, well, John, you know what? You're always talking about how brilliant the American system is and how brilliant it's set up for compromise. It's designed for gridlock if you don't compromise. And this is a compromise, so I don't know why you're PO'd. I'm PO'd because it's not even close to a cut. Another $4 trillion cap. And how convenient. This deal is only for January 2025, which, of course, is after the midterm and presidential elections in November of next year. How convenient. Let's read on. Things that make you sigh. The House passed legislation Wednesday to implement the debt ceiling agreement negotiated between President Biden and House Speaker McCarthy, putting Congress on track to allow more borrowing just days before the government is expected to run out of money. The bill passed 314 to 117 vote as some majorities in both parties support the agreement, which also meets the GOP demand of cutting non-defense discretionary spending over the next 2 years. That's not entirely accurate. Republicans supported the bill 149-71, and Democrats supported 165-46. Democrats took credit for helping getting the bill across the finish line. Earlier in the day, 52 Democrats made the rare move of voting with the Republicans in a procedure vote to keep the bill alive. Now, is that from compromise of the brilliance of the founders? Or do the Democrats see in their best interest that Joe Biden wouldn't get nailed with a government shutdown? Or I should say even worse, not a shutdown, a default on their loans. I thank House Democrats for your steady hand, for your unity of purpose. Let me get a better PBS voice. For your efforts to make sure that we push back against the extreme mega Republican efforts to jam right-wing cuts down the throats of the American people who have undermined the health, the safety, and economic well-being of everyday Americans. Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said on Wednesday night. Well, Minority Leader Jeffries, kiss my... So we sat down and compromised with the Republicans as per the setup from the founders. So as we compromise, we call them extreme and call them names at the same time. People suck so bad. Oh, God. From the very beginning, House Democrats were clear they would not allow extreme MAGA Republicans. See, that's the thing. They're trying to separate Republicans right down the middle. The MAGA Trump Republicans with the rest of the Republican Party. That's nonsense. One thing the Democrats do, I have to admit, is they very much stick together. MAGA Republicans who default on our debt, crash the economy, or trigger a job-killing recession. Under the leadership of President Joe Biden, Democrats kept our promise and will continue, he said. What a crock of bull. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, or I should say former House Speaker, called the bill objectable, though added it will avert unprecedented default, which would bring devastation to American families. What I find interesting, former Madam Speaker, the newer generations in the United States are continuously blaming the baby boomers and everybody else before them for running up this huge amount of debt and bills. And I think they have a point. I don't know how they're going to pay this money back. I really and truly don't. It's going to default eventually. McCarthy, Republican from California, touted the bill's spending cuts, even though it fell short of the conservatives' original aim of slashing spending by roughly $100 billion from this year to the next. $150 billion is nothing. Absolutely nothing in a bill this big. They needed to cut it 5, 6, 10 times that. Tonight we're going to do something we haven't done before. Yeah, still haven't done. Your job. Tonight, we're going to vote for the largest savings in American history, over $2.1 trillion. That's what we're voting for. Every great nation that has overextended itself has collapsed. No kidding, Kevin. The House vote sends the bill to the Senate, where Majority Leader Chuck Schumer promised earlier today would hit the floor as soon as possible. That vote is expected to take place this week, barring any objections from senators to move quickly. Well, they're being told by the White House, hey, guys, this will be the first default in a very dangerous game of chicken. This is the White House talking now. Guys, make some minor tweaks to it. Make it look like you're doing your job. But just like the Democrats have voted for it, you're going to have to vote for it too. And being it's 50-50 in the Senate, they cannot afford to lose one vote, even though I'm sure on the Republican side, my guess is 30 to 35 Republicans will vote for it. Probably more like 30, but we'll see. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned the U.S. government expected to run out of cash to pay for its current obligations if Congress does not raise or suspend the debt by Monday, June 5th. Asking about the viability of the vote on Friday, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Let's got to play the spooky music. I can tell you what I hope happens, that we finish this Thursday or Friday and soothe the country and soothe the markets. The final agreement reached over the weekend suspends the debt limit with no cap through January 1, 2025. 2 days before the January 3rd swearing in of the new Congress. How convenient. And then 19 days later is the swearing in of the president. How convenient. While also cutting non-defense spending for fiscal year 2022 levels, capping the growth at 1% for the next 2 years. There should be negative 2%, not growth at all. And proposing non-mandatory caps for 4 years after. It also claws back some money aimed at the Internal Revenue Service and some unspent COVID-19 pandemic funds. Oh, we got the money that they didn't spend. That's supposed to be a victory? The Internal Revenue Service is going to wreak havoc on the American people and small businesses in this country. Wait till see a year from now. The story's going to come up. Now, is Fox going to show any of those stories? Probably not. So we're going to have to all go to Twitter and alternative social media to find out the truth. Newsmax will cover it, many other things. But social media, there's people on YouTube now that get more views and more people watching than some of the cable news shows. Several conservative Republicans made their opposition to the deal known. Many of the bill's GOP detractors complain that spending cuts did not go far enough. You're right. Urged McCarthy to go back to House Republicans' original Limit, Save, Growth Act, which Democrats in the House and Senate penned as Default on America Act. And there's Chip Roy from Texas, one of the most vocal critics. Others, like Republican Matt Walz, Florida, were also worried that the bill's modest increase to the defense budget, just over 3%, is less than the inflation rate. Can't afford it, dude. To say we didn't push the White House to the brink, to say we didn't maximize negotiations, that's just uninformed position, he told Fox Digital. That's McCarthy. McCarthy is one of his top negotiators. He pushed back against the notion that the bill does not go far enough to meet Republican goals. It's really unfortunate that people have put us in this situation. You flinched. You sat down with the White House. Well, let's see, tell the truth here. Biden's just the figurative president. The people that really are the president sat down with the people in the House and say, how can we save both our asses? How can we save face? And how can we look like a victory for both sides? We'll rag you, Democrats, for putting us in this situation. The Democrats will rag the mega Republicans, and they saved the Republic. What a total crock of... Okay, I guess we'll see what the Senate does. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.